Hi, fourth grade. Today we are moving to learning target 2, which is add two fractions with denominators 10 and 100. In your Google Slides, you have an anchor chart to remind you that when we're adding two fractions, you cannot add the fractions until the denominators are the same. So we cannot add 4/10 plus 5/10 plus 5/100 until those denominators are the same. So we can use what we learned about making equivalent fractions, and we can multiply the tenths, the denominator, and the numerator to create an equivalent fraction. 40 hundredths is equivalent to 4/10. So we can use 40 hundredths and add 5 hundredths to get the sum of 45 hundredths. So let's look at your next slide. You have 4/10 plus 27 hundredths. We need to make those denominators the same. So we're going to change it into an equivalent fraction with 100 in the denominator. So 4/10, we learned we can multiply the numerator and the denominator by 10 to get an equivalent fraction. 10 times 10 gives us our 100 in the denominator, and we also do it to the numerator. 4 times 10 equals 40. For the second fraction, we already have hundredths, so we're going to bring that down 27 hundredths. If we add 40 plus 27, I'll write it on my paper. Use your paper to help you if you need to. 40 plus 27, add those numerators together. I have 67 in the numerator, and the denominator is still 100ths. The denominator does not change when we're adding. So 40 hundredths plus 27 hundredths equals 67 hundredths. Okay, let's do it one more time. Second example, we have 5 hundredths. I'm going to bring that down and change 6/10 into hundredths. 10 times 10 gives us our denominator of 100, and 6 times 10 gives us our numerator of 60. I can do this one pretty quickly. 5 plus 60 equals 65. And our denominator stays at 100. So 6 hundredths plus 60 hundredths equals 65 hundredths. Okay, we're changing those denominators so they have hundredths and we can add them together. You'll be able to do this slide on your own. Let's look at this slide with no pictures. So here we have fractions at the bottom to slide up. 51 hundredths. We're going to keep that the same. So I'm going to slide it up to the box. 3/10, we need to change into an equivalent fraction. That will be 30 hundredths because 3 times 10 is 30. 10 times 10 is 100. That is the equivalent fraction. Add those together, 51 plus 30. Use your paper to help you add if you need to. I can do that mentally, and I know that the sum is 81 hundredths. Okay, so you're going to slide up those fractions to add them together and find the sum. On the next slide, you don't have anything to slide. You'll just be copying, or you'll be typing in the equivalent fractions. So here I see I have 69 hundredths. I need to make 2/10 an equivalent fraction, so I'll multiply by 10 to get 100 in the denominator. And 2 times 10 is 20. My sum will have 100 in the denominator, so I just add together the numerators. I know 0 plus 9 is 9 in the ones, and 2 plus 6 is 8. So 89 hundredths is my sum. Use your paper to write down any math if you need to. This slide, you're going to type in those numbers. Okay, if you get to this slide, same thing. You can use your notebook paper to add them together Here, you only need to type in the sum. Okay, we're using those hundreds. Make them hundreds, add them together. That's slide 17. If you get to 18, these are some word problems to try. You can use your paper to solve them and move the circle around whichever one you think is the correct answer. Okay, so you can use this anchor chart to remind you, use equivalent fractions to get 100 in the denominator, and then you can add them together. You can also rewatch this video if you get stuck, but right now you're free to go ahead to your Google Slides, start on, we're on Learning Target 2, so you can start working on slide 13. Work on as many as you can get done today, okay? Good job, go try your best. See you later.